So we're looking forward to that game. Let's move on to the 1-1 Baltimore Ravens taking on the 1-1 New England Patriots. Um, right off the bat, I'm leaning Ravens here just because I know they're gonna be pissed off after the loss they had against the Dolphins, and I'm not very confident in my Patriots. The Patriots are coming off of a win against the Pittsburgh Steelers. A very ugly, uninspiring game to watch. 17-14 was the final score. The Patriots won barely just because they were playing a pretty bad quarterback in Mitch Trubisky. Like, I have my problems with Mac Jones, but my God, he looks like a completely next level upgrade to what Mitch Trubisky is at the moment. And it was just one of those games where, from the Patriots side, the Patriots defense was probably the highlight for me out of that game. So far, they're playing pretty good up front. They're stuffing the run with just the four instead of bringing the safety in the box. Detroit Wise has taken a big step forward in year 6, so I'm happy about that. But on the offensive side, I'm a little concerned just because I think Mac Jones has regressed a little bit. We've talked about this before, Puma. He's not really seeing the field as clearly as he should be, and he's not confident with his throws. We heard a lot this offseason about how he has better arm talent. He went out there to worked out with Tom House. He's put on some muscle. We've seen quite a bit of offseason propaganda that would suggest that he was going to have a step up this year. But he doesn't look like he's taking any step. He's moving backwards, in my opinion. And the one thing I need to stress again this week, because I stressed it last week, the offensive coaching staff was not the problem this week. Yes, like I said, they weren't perfect, but for 90% of the play calls they sent in, they were okay. They had people wide open. It's just that Max squarely, it's on his shoulders because he's not seeing the field clear enough. He's very quick to get the ball out of his hand. Maybe he's getting hurried up because he thinks his offensive line isn't there. But the O-line played well. The offensive coaching staff was fine, whether it's Patricia, Bill Belichick, or Joe Judge, whoever you believe is calling the plays. All those guys got people open, but he just was not seeing the field clear enough.
No, exactly. And I mean, we were talking about this offline and how we were kind of talking about during the game. Like, he was not letting the play develop. I mean, there were shots down the field, whether it was to, Jonnu Smith off of play action, or what was it, little something Brown?
Little Jordan Humphrey was wide open on that one play you're talking about.
Like little Jordan Humphrey, maybe it's because he's got PTSD from how this offensive line looked in training camp. But I mean, Jay, he had happy feet back there, well, and I know he was under pressure, but he wasn't blitzed a whole lot. But like, I mean, Jay, we can all mock the Cole Strange pick, but like, Cole Strange was not the problem on Sunday.
I said this right now. The offensive line was not the problem. The coaching staff wasn't the problem. This is squarely on Mac Jones' inability to play quarterback at a high level in the NFL. That is causing the reason why the Patriots scoring 12 points per game. Like, right now, they average 12 points a game in 2 weeks. I know it's early, but that's horrendous for an NFL offense, right? And the one play, remember the Minkah Fitzpatrick interception, Puma? Mm-hmm. I was shocked that he got tricked on that play. And I'm not saying, you shouldn't get tricked by the Pittsburgh Steelers defense, but we always hear about the intangibles of Mac Jones, how he's so smart and cerebral. It's shocking to me that he couldn't understand that pre-snap, it was a single high safety look, right? And Minkah Fitzpatrick was further down near the box. But as the play was about to develop and as it was snapped, Minkah went back into coverage and it became cover two. And he threw it directly into cover two. Like, what are you doing? Like, you can't be that stupid to not realize that Minkah's going to drop back in a situation, in a passing down situation, and it's going to be cover two. So, like, on top of that, you're throwing it to a freaking tight end down there. Like, how are you going to, like, you're putting your guy in a bad position. The matchup isn't there for you. So, I just am stunned that, we know his physical limits are going to prohibit the Patriots offense from doing explosive things. However, we were sold a bill of goods that his intangibles were going to be so great, they would mitigate those deficiencies.
Jay, it's not even that. He could have ended the day with 2 picks.
Oh,
my God. The second one was on a bow. The guy had stone hands. He threw it right at him. I forget the cornerback's name, but I mean, he hit him right in the numbers, and the guy just dropped it. And like, yeah, he had that one touchdown pass to Aguilar.
No, that's underthrown.
Okay,
ball.
fine.
Underthrown
but like, it was underthrown,
Aguilar
and like the helmet helped out. Like, I mean, you could watch the replay. It hit the Steelers the guy right in the helmet, and then bounced right into Aguilar's hands. But, I mean, it is what it is. They squeaked out a W. They didn't cover the spread, though. It ended as a push. But, I mean, from a betting perspective aside, because I'm the degenerate of the thing, like, to get to the X's and O's, Jay, like you said, the Ravens are going to come out. They're pissed. They just dropped. They blew up, like, a massive lead against the Dolphins. I know their secondary is banged up, so like, maybe there is going to be opportunities down the field for Mac Jones, but like I don't have confidence in him being able to push the ball downfield, and it's Lamar Jackson on the other side. Yeah, Bill Belichick is probably going to throw cover zero at him because he saw what Brian Flores did to him last year on Thursday Night Football down in Miami. But it's still Lamar Jackson. I know it was week one. It wasn't the strongest of an opponent, but I mean, he was pushing the ball effectively downfield on big chunk plays against the New York Jets. And the secondary aside, I still have PTSD of the human gas can known as Jalen Mills, like Rashad Bateman's come into form, and Duvernay's come into form. Even though I think Duvernay may have gotten dinged up in that game against the Dolphins, but I'm going to lay the 3 points here against the Ravens. The 43. I'm not going to touch the over under. It's 43.5 right now. I'm not going to touch that, but I'll definitely lay the 3 points with Baltimore on the road in Foxborough. And I kind of want to see what happens because, Jay, you're plugged into the local market. And for those of you listening, I promise we're going to move to another game, but I just have to pick Jay's brain here. You're plugged into the local market. You listen to EEI, you listen to 98.5. Is it me, or is like the tide starting to turn
It's turning.
on not just Bill, but like maybe Mac Jones himself?
Well, I mean, it's not even the tide turning because that has like this like negative connotation of like you're imposing your beliefs in something that isn't real. What the reporters are saying is strictly accurate of what we're all seeing on the field. Like we as Patriots fans for so long were used to just like elite quarterback play, and I think we're smart enough to see, hey man, this guy is not it, and he's not progressing. Like we thought this is week 2, we thought he'd take a step forward by now. We'd see some hints of it. We're seeing steps of him going backwards, right? And it just sucks so bad to watch a Josh Allen like last night on Monday Night Football where he just like he's rolling backwards, he flicks his wrist, and it's 50 yards down the field. The problem, Mac, is he needs everything perfect for him to make a big play. He needs to have good protection. He needs to have the perfect play call. He needs to have his wide receivers get wide open with at least 3 yards of separation. And he's got to have a base and a platform to throw off of. The second he gets off his platform and his shoulders dip, it's over. He has no mustard on the ball, and the ball is usually going to be intercepted. Both interceptions that I'm going to count that one that the Pittsburgh defender dropped as a third one. All 3 interceptions he had this year came off of the fact that he was slightly off his platform, not even a lot, not running out of the pocket, and like he's thrown off his like back foot. He's just a little, discomforted. He's moving a little to the right, move over to the left, and try to throw downfield. And when that happens, it's basically lights over for him, And my question is, if we need everything to be perfect, then he's not it. You feel me? Like that's the difference between a good quarterback in the NFL and a so-so to below average quarterback in the NFL is the fact that you can do more with less, and this guy needs every single thing to go his freaking way for him to succeed.